It's almost impossible to avoid uncertainty in our lives. It always has been. Am I making the right personal choices? Am I dating the right person? Am I living in the right place? Will Mark know if I don't watch this whole video? The truth is, uncertainty is always here. And for most of us, we've never had more uncertainty. And the whole reason I mention this is because almost all of the questions you all submitted to me in advance of this talk were about uncertainty. Uncertainty if our vaccine policy is going to change. Uncertainty of how we came out of the pandemic, how we came out of the pandemic and how our future looks. And I get that. And so that's what I want to talk about today. There were a bunch of questions that I'm not able to answer. They were more about very specific things like snack delivery, box, supplies, but we're going to use those questions and create like an FAQ and send them back out. But for now, I want to focus on those answers that I can provide some guidance for about uncertainty. So let me start with some of your questions. With respect to our vaccine policy, let me be perfectly clear. I'm vaccinated, my family's vaccinated, and I highly encourage you to be vaccinated. This ensures safety for you, your colleagues, your community, schools, and so forth. You all know that one of our primary values is being locally inspired. And with this as our driver, we have let the district, state, policy guide our vaccination decisions. Most states and districts have already mandated weekly tests or vaccination proof, and that's what we've been doing. Additionally, as an organization with over 100 employees, you're probably familiar, the president announced that soon, at some point, any organization with over 100 employees will have mandated vaccination. So that federal mandate has not been set yet, no timetable has been set. But in the meantime, I urge you to get vaccinated, whether or not your district has asked for that. Do it for the safety of the community and for yourself. Now, in terms of the pandemic's impact on Right at School, it's been a pretty tough time. We went from serving more than 20,000 students a day to 0. It was brutal. We had no idea how long it would last or what the long-term impact would be. And while many of our competitors rushed to go online, we rushed to the front line. We immediately started serving first responder children, teachers' children, and over time, the general public. Doing this cost us millions of dollars. We lost so much money over this period of time. And so what did we do? We borrowed money from friends, family, and banks. So where does that leave us today? Today, I'm thrilled to announce we have more than 21,000 students that we're serving already in more than 500 schools. This has done a great deal to reduce that debt and get us stronger. As importantly, our local leaders and folks from across the country found state, local grants that we've been able to bring in and alternative sources of revenue that have nearly completely wiped out that COVID-related debt. So I'm here to say we are on strong financial footing going forward. Having said that, enrollment is not where it should be. We're serving about 25% fewer students than we should be in normal years. That does not make me happy. Some of this is because of staff shortages. We are not immune to this. We are seeing shortages of personnel across the U.S. in childcare, education, primarily those two, and in almost all other fields. And so what this means is for the first time in our history, we've had to put on enrollment caps. That makes me even more unhappy. Now, these are temporary, but it's killing me. Families need us, and we have these caps on because we simply, like everybody else, can't find enough employees. If any of you know anyone in any state who wants to serve, let me know, let us know. We could really use the help. Now, in those communities where there aren't enrollment caps, we're seeing something else. We're seeing not as quick adoption of Right at School. Sure, 21,000 children is a lot, but we would normally have more. And one of the reasons, of course, is because so many parents are working from home and they haven't decided yet. Do they need after-school care or can they bring the children home? We'll find that out in the weeks ahead. But in the meantime, our marketing team has done an incredible job sort of changing the conversation about what we do. And on our new website and on YouTube videos, we talk about Right at School as the place to learn, a place to grow, a place to play, and probably most importantly, a place to be a kid. And any place that we've been showing these things and pushing it out to communities, we've seen enrollment increases. So we're very optimistic, but there's only so much we can spend on marketing. Fortunately, we've also expanded our Right at School footprint. We are in more states imaginable. I mean, it blows the mind that our school partnership and sales team have somehow in a global pandemic had the biggest year ever in bringing in new districts for Right at School to serve in. It's just incredible. And also as a quick shout out to Andy Lynn and Brian Netzley, these guys went to their own school principals where their children are going and demanded that Right at School be brought in. So I love that. Now they get free childcare and a free lunch with me. So that's pretty motivating. If any of you have kids in school who they don't have Right at School, email me and I'll send you materials that you can send to your principals. Now, growth means more than just more students and more location. And I want to talk about other growth initiatives that you guys asked me about. And I want to talk about our students' social emotional growth, growth in your professional development, and growth in diversity, equity, and inclusion. Look, you know our mission is to inspire a love of learning, support schools, and give parents peace of mind. Well, the best way to inspire a love of learning is give children joy. And you guys who are doing this know every day both how rewarding that is and how difficult it is in this post-pandemic situation. We want our children to have grit, determination. We also want them to be kind and understanding and welcoming. And this is particularly hard right now, but we're seeing incredible work being done. Our children need us more now today than they ever have before. And on behalf of the thousands of parents we serve, if you work in the field, if you're an operator, if you're an educator, thank you so much. What you do matters, and we're seeing that every day. We're also increasing our resources for professional development. We've added new just-in-time 9s. We've added significantly to the Love of Learning library. We've added bi-monthly inclusion training, and we're about to roll out something I think is super cool, which is called Right Bites. So I want to give a virtual high five to Leah and all of her teams who have moved so quickly getting stuff done to get us ready for this year and beyond. And to the customer service team, you guys, it's mind-blowing how many changes we're doing and how you're keeping up with it all and explaining it to parents. So thank you. We also need to focus more and more on career advancement. I'm thrilled to say our dynamic HR team is on this. And in fact, we were starting this pre-pandemic, as many of you know. We've added more roles from senior PMs to SAMs to senior RDs and so forth. And we started to see movement, and then the pandemic kind of shut that down. But now it's time to refocus. Even during this terrible 18 months, we have seen so many people grow in their career progression, but we need to do more, and it's my responsibility to make sure you have career advancement opportunities at Right at School. The same with central office. For the past 10 years, Right at School has doubled in size every 2 to 3 years. So we keep getting so big that career advancement has been forthcoming, and there's been so many opportunities. These last 18 months, we've sort of been on standstill. The good news is by investing more in sales and marketing and growth, we're going to have more and more opportunities. And we're going to post all of these jobs either prior or concurrent with national announcements. I want to promote from within wherever possible. The next area of growth that's vital to us is diversity, equity, and inclusion. I have seen firsthand over these years, the more diverse we become, the stronger we become. And that means honor each other's similarities and differences and coming as you are to right at school. It also means reaching out to new communities, low-income communities, rural communities, places that we haven't been able to serve historically. And already this summer, we've piloted a new program called Right After School that is helping with low-cost programs for families across the country. Okay, so the world is uncertain. And if I had to guess, things are gonna get messier before they get better. That's the way it is. It won't be a straight line to success. This uncertainty can produce anxiety and fear, and I get that. But I'm here to tell you that at Right at School, uncertainty can keep us on our toes, can keep us very active and moving forward. And I want to close with something said by Dr. Brené Brown. She wrote, "I spent a lot of years trying to outrun or outsmart vulnerability by making things certain and definite, black and white, good and bad. My inability to lean into the discomfort of vulnerability limited the fullness of those important experiences that are wrought with uncertainty, love, belonging, trust, joy, and creativity. I promise you, I will do my best to limit uncertainty. But where uncertainty remains, let's lean into it. And together, we're going to do some amazing things." Thank you guys so much.